You pick out your feet. You want to go down and squeeze at the cannon bone, lift up the horse's foot and hold it. And then usually a horse has a frog, but she has pads on. So you go around and get out all the dirt. And then you set it down because you don't want them to hurt their feet. And then for the back, you do the same thing. And she doesn't have any pads on here, so you're going to go around and pick out all the dirt. And be careful of the frog area. And you want to get it all out. Horse first, curriculum, and you go at a circular motion opposite of the horse's fur. All around the body. After the curriculum, you want to use the dandy brush or the hard brush or stick brush, whatever you want to call it, and remove all of the dirt off. And you're just removing all of the dirt that you pretty much removed with the brought up with the curry coat. Brush, you want to use a soft brush. And you do the same thing, you go with the hair, and this takes off any extra that's down below, and it also shines off the coat. It makes it look pretty. It takes off all the the dusty particles. Oh, I'm sorry, where'd it go? Next is the mane and comb tail. I only like to really use it on the manes and on the forelock and the manes because not all horses are allowed to have their tails done. When doing polo reps, you want to make sure you start up top and have it in the middle of the cannon bone. And then you rep down, and you always pull across the bone and never the tendon. And then go around. And you always want this little V right here. And then up. And you want to make sure it's even, and there's no bulges or lines. And you want to make sure it's tight enough, but not too tight. Ta-da! Now we're going to do standing wraps. When standing wraps, I like to start with my standing wrap outside and wrap it into the cotton pad, whatever you want to call it. And then again, like polo wrapping, we start on the inside and then wrap around. Then make sure it's even again. And make sure there's no bulges or anything. And then you start wrapping. And the same thing, you always want it to be even. You want the pressure to be the same all around. And I always like a knuckle of this stuff left over. then you always want to end at the top, just like polo wraps. You never want to end at the bottom or the middle or any place in between. Ta-da! When pulling a mane, you use a mane pulling comb, and you take the longest part of the hair, the mane, and then you use the brush and you go up, you twist it, and you pull it. And then pull. And that gets it ready. Oh, hi! And that gets it ready for like show braiding and making it neat and clean. And sure, you use a thermometer, turn it on, and then we take temperatures to see if they're healthy and make sure they have like the right temperature, went off, and to see like what their working temperature is versus their like standing temperature, and then make sure it's like lubed up, turn it on, and then usually there's a string attached to the end so they don't suck it in, but I'm just gonna have to hold it. Stand back here and then just stick it in their butt. Wait for it to beep. It's still 99. It's at 99.8. She's a healthy horse.
A lunch line?
There we go. This is the lunch line, and her bridle is connected to the side reins, and she's also pulled in all fours to help protect her legs. She has saddle pad on and wing sourcing roll as well as a whippet pad, just because it gives her extra comfort. And with lunging, we lunge because it helps us find if a horse is lame, if a horse is exercising on. Whenever you start little kids, you usually start from the lunge line. When lunging, you have a horse, and then you have one knee right in the middle of the horse's, like where the horse's mother is, and you have her lead. I usually have a lunging whip, but she's fresh, she doesn't need it. And I'm making a V with her. So I have my arm here, and then my other arm here would be like behind her and encourage her to go. So now she's trotting. Now give her a little bit of slack so she can go out a little more. And then I'll ask her to canter.
She's much calmer now.
Boomer, this is Boomer. You want to keep your hand flat and keep your thumb in, because otherwise they'll think it's a carrot and want to bite it off.
Someone else wants a treat?
And then you place it in your hand and you give it to the pony. And it makes him real happy. Next is the mane and comb tail. Okay, when doing polo wraps, you want to make sure you start on the middle, in between, and you, whenever you go around, you always pull across the bone. Shit. Okay. When pulling a mane, you use the mane pulling comb tail. Fuck. When pulling a mane, you use a mane comb pull